Running back nation, what is good? Sixers sickos, what is good? Sixers make another move, man. They make another move. The 76ers sign Caleb Martin, free agent who last played for the Miami Heat. Let me get Woj up here, man. Did I put out a video yesterday saying the Sixers might have a big problem? Was I nervous about the moves that they could possibly make? Yes. Did one single move today completely change my opinion on that in less than 24 hours? Yes. This is what the offseason is. It's total chaos. But listen, this signing is fantastic, and I'm going to tell you why I think it is. Free agent forward Caleb Martin is finalizing a deal with the Philadelphia 76ers, sources tell ESPN. Impactful pickup for the Sixers, who bring on the playoff-tested veteran from Miami. If you don't know anything about Caleb Martin, man, let's talk about him. And the playoff-tested veteran part is the part that I love the most, because the 76ers, since the process started, have lacked playoff-tested veterans and have lacked players who rise to the occasion. The 76ers have had players for the last 10 years who fold under pressure and run and hide. They are finally putting players on the roster who elevate their level of play when the lights get brighter. Daryl Morey is building a championship level roster right in front of our faces, and I want to cry tears of joy. Just delete my video from yesterday, all right? I'm not going to delete it because it got 20,000 views. Fuck you, I'm taking the money. But listen, let me tell you something. Let's read Woj's article, okay? Caleb Martin joining 76ers likely slots in as a starter. Free agent forward Caleb Martin has agreed on a 4-year deal guaranteed for more than $32 million with the Philadelphia 76ers, sources told ESPN on Saturday. That's what, about $8 million a year. They land an impactful commitment in Martin, a playoff-tested power forward and versatile defender who joins Philadelphia after 3 seasons with the Miami Heat. So, it's not even a prove-it deal, not even a 1-year whatever. They straight up, hey, 4 years, $32 million, let's get it done. So you get a guy who's 28 years old in the prime of his NBA career, and you ink him for 4 years. So you essentially are at least expecting to get the best 4 years of Caleb Martin's career being in a Sixers uniform. Martin is expected to become the Sixers' starting power forward, sliding into a front court that now includes Paul George, MVP center Joel Embiid. He joins a free agent class that includes George. So I think the thing that people are going to say right away is that he's not a power forward. He's 6'5". I actually think I said that yesterday. I called him a small forward. I said he's 6'5". He's not a big time rebounder. I don't consider the guy a power forward. But let's look at it like in two ways. Today's NBA, smaller, more shooting. What are you trying to really put around Joel Embiid? 3-and-D guys. He is a dog defender who gave the Boston Celtics hell in the playoffs in 2023, and he's a floor spacer. Yes, he's 6'5", but him and Paul George are probably interchangeable at the power forward position. And Daryl Morey, over the course of his career, has built teams that are small ball 3-point shooters. It's what he did in Houston. Did it work? No, but it's what he does. So it's not that big of a shock. And then you have the young kid that they drafted in the second round, Bona, who could probably provide you power forward minutes maybe as a rookie. We'll see what goes on with that. And there's might still be a trade out there because they didn't give up any of their assets. It's just a straight up free agent signing. He's had particular success against the NBA champion Boston Celtics, averaging 13.6 points on 50% shooting in regular season playoff games over the past 2 years, according to Stats and Informations. It's the most points per game that Martin has had against the Eastern Conference opponent. He's literally better at basketball when he plays the Boston Celtics. Daryl Morey went out and got a guy who hates the Boston Celtics as much as we do. That's probably my favorite thing about Caleb Martin. He plays better against the Boston Celtics. There's something inside that man's DNA. He hates the Boston Celtics. Philly's gonna love him, man. He only has 4 career 25-point games, and 2 of them came against the Boston Celtics in the 2023 Eastern Conference Finals. Remember the Miami Heat with 5, count them, undrafted players. Caleb Martin, I believe, is one of them. Upset the Boston Celtics in the 2023 NBA Eastern Conference Finals. Caleb Martin had 27 points in Game 7 against the Boston Celtics. It's like the guy's a regular role player for most of his career until he plays in the playoffs, and especially when he plays the Boston Celtics in the playoffs, he turns into a super villain. Oh, I'm so happy about this. Martin averaged career highs 10 points and 2 assists along with 4.4 rebounds per game last season. Let me tell you something else, man. Let me tell you something real quick. Let me tell you, because I just tweeted out these numbers and I want to read it to you, okay? Caleb Martin shot 42.3% from 3 on 4.5 attempts per game in the 2023 playoffs. He shot 44% on 5 attempts per game in the 2024 playoffs. He had 27 points in Game 7 to upset the Celtics in 2023. 28 years old, defender, catch and shoot floor spacer, playoff riser, Boston Celtics hater. So yeah, did I think the Sixers should be more interested in a bigger, more of a rebounding power forward, more of a paint defending power forward? Yes. But you get Caleb Martin on $8 million a year without giving up any assets, which means Dorian Finney-Smith trade is still out there. A Dorian Finney-Smith trade is still out there. Speaking of which, the 76ers will waive Paul Reed, whose contract is non-guaranteed for next season, sources tell ESPN. This guy, Drew, who has been hyping up all of the Clippers' absolutely mid signings, now wants Paul Reed. Have at it, buddy. Have a blast with a guy who we love, personality and work ethic wise, but let's call it what it is. He's not good at basketball, and he became unplayable in the playoffs last year. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's just a fit. Maybe it's just a Nick Nurse system thing. Maybe Paul Reed can get back to what he was doing with the Sixers a couple of years ago with another team. But the Sixers also waive Paul Reed. And again, they keep all of their assets, and they still have a shot at, I think, trading for Dorian Finney-Smith or working out something else, some other way to get a power forward on this roster. If you slide in Dorian Finney-Smith, I think they are solidified championship contender. What is this? Spurs are emerging as a third team to help facilitate a sign and trade with the Kings for DeMar DeRozan. Somebody listed the Sixers starting lineup or their lineup right now. I guess I'll just do it off the top of my head. So you got Tyrese Maxey. You got Kelly Oubre, you got Caleb Martin, you got Paul George, you got Joel Embiid. That looks like right now their starting lineup, right? I still think Kyle Lowry signs with the Sixers on a veteran minimum also. People are still pointing that out to me. We still need a point guard. We still need a backup point guard. We still need a companion for Maxey, more of a setup guy for Maxey. I liked what Lowry did last year. I don't want him to play 40 minutes a game in the playoffs, but I think Kyle Lowry will probably sign with the Sixers as these free agents sit around and the money's kind of drying up. A lot of these markets are drying up. These guys don't have many options. So I would like to see Lowry return. Oh, Evan Sider tweeted it. Here we go. There it is. Let me show you right here. Starters: Tyrese Maxey, Kelly Oubre, Paul George, Caleb Martin, Joel Embiid. Kelly is a dog. Caleb Martin is a dog. Paul George in there in the small forward slot or the power forward, however Nurse is going to work it. But you really, between Kelly Oubre and Caleb Martin, 2 athletic, versatile role players. I love it, man. These are the kind of players the 76ers have not had the entire process era. And then the bench is looking like Jared McCain, Eric Gordon, and Andre Drummond right now. So we'll see, who they can acquire to bolster that bench. Again, I think you guys are right. You guys were in my comments yesterday with the bonus stuff, the kid that they drafted in the second round. I think he's going to be part of this of the bench unit. I really do. Philadelphia will continue to be active on the veterans minimum market to round out their depth. There you have it. I love it. Yeah, yesterday I said they need a power forward, but Caleb Martin, man, I love it as a free agent signing, and they're still going to be, Daryl's still going to be on the phones working, trying to get a trade facilitated for Dorian Finney-Smith. You know, that remains their number one target, and I think if the Sixers somehow land Dorian Finney-Smith in a trade, they are set, you know, for this upcoming season. Daryl's cooking, by the way. Daryl Morey's cooking, all right? I want to just say that. You know, his obsession with James Harden pissed me off. What he did with the Ben Simmons situation pissed me off. A lot of things that he did, but releasing Isaiah Joe and Charles Bassey, but maybe that probably had a lot to do with Doc Rivers having say on the roster and all that kind of bullshit, you know. This offseason is the first time Daryl Morey has had cap space and tradable assets without having an idiot like Doc Rivers also in the room helping him make moves, or Elton Brand or whoever it was. This is the first year he's had an arsenal of artillery to go to war with, and I got to give Daryl Morey credit. He's cooking up a championship level roster. He is. Y'all give me all your thoughts and opinions, man. I'm out.